Hello everyone, I'm Greycloak, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 450, I believe? Yes, 450 of Factorio with the C-Block mod, where we, I believe at least, are done with Invar for now, and next step basically is rocket fuel and rocket parts for a rocket. First though, I do want to go to modules and see if we still have bottlenecks and if we can help some of them. Simply because it will be a while until we're done with rocket parts, I think. We'll see though. We have split our rocket fuel out into different parts that we want to do separately, so it shouldn't be too bad, but we'll see. First, this stuff. We actually have more than 500 of each module now, but we're not working currently, so we do have a shortage. Let's just start from over here. We have platinum. I think that's platinum at least. Yes. Titanium, steel, advanced processing, gemstones, CPUs. What's this? Processing units. Normal processing units are low. Integrated electronics is fine. Advanced circuits are fine. That's fine. Transistors are fine. We are low on our splinters as we have been before. Oh, but maybe that's caused by all of this stuff. Okay, let's go have a look at that first of all. So that's bad for everything, not just this. It's over at advanced circuits, okay. So processing units are probably not getting advanced circuits because advanced circuits is blocked or something. So right here, why do we only have 3 staggers at this location anyway? Nobody knows. If we send this away. This should be allowed in. There it goes. This should be allowed in and everything else should just stack up as it should. Let's maybe just add a few more lanes here. Good. So slow trains. And it seems like we didn't actually lack splinters. This train has just been stuck forever and that's why. Okay. This should hopefully fully resolve everything then. And we're not gonna figure out any other shortages before everything gets up to speed again, so... Well, we could have a short, fast look at this to see that, yes, it is indeed red circuits. And red circuits were not being made or delivered because of the shortage, no, the traffic jam, so never mind that. Let's instead focus on the rocket fuel then. I decided that we could start by exporting these things from fluid processing. It's not going to be a long-term solution though, but it's a start. So to get some rocket fuel done, rocket fuel capsules done, that's easy. This we do need to make somewhere, and I'm guessing we're just making it as sodium hydroxide. For this stuff, we can also export both of these from fluid processing to start with, which makes it easy to make this. Question is if we should make both of these in the same location and then combine them into the rocket fuel as well. We don't need it for anything else, right? No, and no. So they should be made at the same outpost. Let's just have a look at how many different inputs that will require. 3 for this. And that's nitric stuff and yellow catalysts. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not too bad. And then combining them and then exporting it. Sure. And it's not like we need a lot of machines for anything here other than just the last things. No, good. So maybe we should even have all of this in the same block. But let's look into that when we're ready. We should probably start with this, because that's something we can't export from anywhere currently. Let's go to sodium hydroxide and try and figure that out. And then go to fluid processing to start exporting small amounts of methanol and nitrogen dioxide. Wait, didn't we need that for something else as well? We can export nitric acid by itself if we wanted to. But we should need it for something else as well. The hydrazine stuff. No, that's not from... I can only focus on one thing. Let's just get to sodium hydroxide here first and then look a little bit into it again. So making this needs nitrogen dioxide and from nitrogen monoxide and then ammonia. And we can make that an outpost. Is it here? No. Don't need it for anything else, really. At least not for this. So nitrogen dioxide is only needed for nitric acid. Is that correct? It must be. Nitrogen monoxide, is that used for anything else? No. So I was just wrong about that. We just export nitric acid, which we're already doing from fluid processing then. For that part. This we're going to do here. This we're already exporting from fluid processing. This we need to export. Ammonia we're exporting. Methanol we're exporting. Or we need to, at least. Methylamine is what we make there. Dimethylamine, this is from... here. So this goes into both hydrazine and dimethylhydrazine. Yes. And combine it to that. Okay. It's not too much stuff. Oh, this stuff. Dinitrogen tetroxide. That's what I was curious about. Why can I not see that from here? Was I just blind? Yes, it's this. Of course it is. I thought this was the recipe for it. But it's not. Okay, so we do need nitrogen dioxide out from somewhere. Don't need that for anything else. So I guess we are making it locally here. We could also try and make it at our future nitric acid outpost. But if we did that, we might as well make rocket oxidizer at our future nitric acid outpost. Because everything we need for it would be at that outpost then. Except for yellow metal catalysts. Where to cut it? That's always a difficult question. We don't really want to start this up at fluid processing though, do we? Maybe we do. And then just do this and this at the same outpost. Bring this in from a future nitric acid outpost. This is the same thing. So make this here instead of here. And make the truck side as well. That seems okay. Then we just need to export this for other stuff, and that's it from here. And for this we just import it and make this elsewhere. And there's nothing here we need from this outpost anyway, so we're not still exporting or importing something to here that we would need for that. That should be fine. Okay, but we still need to make this. Let's focus on that part. Should we make a more modular setup maybe? 2 belts output of this. It requires us to export a lot of the molten... Oh, we're not using liquid sodium hydroxide stuff. We are making sodium and mixing with carbon dioxide for sodium carbonate. I thought we were doing this. Oh, you can't do that. You can get this from the sodium carbonate. Never mind. So we don't make this anywhere other at fluid processing, I guess. We could also start making this fluid processing, but again, that base is just so important. Oh, annoyingly big and inefficient and difficult to scale on and everything else. So I don't want to do that. I would rather try and do it here. It means we need to get some of the chlorine out though. I mean, that's not the most... No, it is the most difficult thing. So these setups output 4 belts of sodium hydroxide. Only half of that is needed for this, but we could scale this up to just fit. There's no modules for this, no. So making this, we get 9,000 of this out. And that's the exact amount we need, so we can't burn any of it. Okay. Also need purified water. Do we do that anywhere? Not here, I don't think. Wait, yes. No, we need purified water in. How did we... No, that's out, isn't it? We get purified water out of this. I'm confused. No, we need purified water in. Purified water in. Purified water out. So from sodium hydroxide we get sodium and purified water. Okay. But that's not going to help us any. Let's make sure that this station works. We could make a new sort or new version of this setup that just starts further back and then does this at the end. And doesn't burn any of the chlorine. It's either that or we split this off, remove all of the burners for the chlorine and only overflow burn that later. But that's a lot of pipes required to get all of this over. What if we instead just made a new setup that does 120 of everything, is more integrated so it will make it all in one row? Let's pin that and go in here a little bit. Though maybe we should steal some of this, or maybe not. First of all, we should make sure that all are affected by beacons. No modules again. If we wanted to do this from hydro plants, we would need 79 of them. That's a lot more than we need of these. But that's because we want to use make the saline water from that as well. So if we did both of these, we can make most of the saline water from salination plants. Scale these 1:1, have just these extra to... Well, then we wouldn't need the saline water from this, but that's fine. We would make the purified water from there. This is being burned locally as much as possible. This might be liquefied locally or at the end or something. Because otherwise we need 4 pipes for this. Or maybe we just do this in the middle of a build. Or we scale it down to 60 per second. But that seems stupid. So let's do a salination plant. Give me some saline water, give me some sodium hydroxide, yes. Need water in, that's fine. So this needs to be burned. This needs to be moved. Along with the sodium hydroxide. Still tileable, good. Output this should be fine. Power should be fine. But that's the easy part. We get one belt and 2 pipes out of this. So maybe we should just do this. That's all of this, that's fine. Well, except for this. We need the sodium hydroxide and purified water to go into liquefiers. And we need all 8 pipes to go into these, along with the pipe of this stuff. I think that's all fine then. Need to make sure that we have enough space for beacons though. These will hit everything, and that's the best I can hope for. So we are doing it like that, sure. Water on the outsides. Good. And we need 26 of these. We're probably going to 28. Good. Now again, this belt won't ever be full because of the inserters outputting. If we wanted to do loaders, would that be possible? Not really. We would have to load up here at least then, but that could work as well. I think. Or maybe not. Because we can't merge that without going into the beacon area. I'm not sure how well this works either, but it's still going to be something we have to work with, unless we at least make it smaller, like this. Or like that, but does that help us any? Not really. Here, then we could get resources from further back in here, but it just doesn't work still. So this is a bad idea. I think we're just gonna stick with this. We could, of course, just make it 2 build and merge them at the end. Let's just revert this part. This is going to be more expensive, and that's obviously a bad thing. But performance is important. I'm not gonna worry about it though, this is fine. At the end, these need to go into liquefiers. Something like that, maybe? Sodium hydroxide solution. And they need purified water that we needed to make locally. I'm not sure how well this works on the other side, so maybe we should just try and design this already. Also, this all needs to be further out. At least one tile. Otherwise this won't be mirrored. We could also push it further inwards. Keep all of the water aligned. Is this about right? Seems like it. Good. And we make the outputs of this work. That doesn't seem difficult at all. Awesome. This will also all be hit by the same beacons, right? Yes, good. Now we get 1200 out of this, that can be in one pipe if we wanted it to. These also need to continue somewhere. I guess we would want our chemical plants to be out here. Unless we want to rotate them, but let's see. You should do this stuff. So something like that for chlorine. Aren't really allowed to use this space, so these need to move. So that should be fine on that side. We're not so lucky here. We need another tile. Something like that. Is all the input sorted, I think. Now we just need the outputs. How do we like that? It's all fine, I guess. So 2 belts of output from that. Awesome. And this is just half the length of the other setups. And I think I'm okay with that. We did just need the 26, yes. Awesome. If we wanted to scale this at some point, could we still fit everything in? Well, we can below. But I would like to be closer to our new station up here. Where we need a station. Also like to be able to actually get the belts in though. So maybe we just build the station further up because that's where the output is anyway. Let's try and do something like that. We need more landfill though. And I think I sent the train home. Yep. Let's try and get it down here. What to do while we wait? Ensure that we are actually done. I need to connect these power poles. I think that's okay. We actually removed the power pole here, but that's fine. At least for like, sure. Put this somewhere where it doesn't annoy me, please. Thank you. So we need 1 tile of land on the outside of this. And then we need 2 tiles of water. So difficult without actually having landfill. I don't want to do that. Also need to fit in between these things. No, wait, they can overlap, no problem. We'll have to wait for the landfill. I guess we'll just make this a little bit longer. Maybe put down what we can here then. Please get here soon, train. There it is. Okay. Pretty close. Landfill. Now. Okay, actually let's mark how much space we need. With something I'm okay with just putting down and then removing again. This should all be land. And having 2 tiles of water. This goes here. Let's not go too big. Because we need the water on both sides, obviously. Something like that should do. And we don't need the full length. Did we need 3 tiles of water to... No, we should be able to do this. Unless there's 3 tiles here, but there's not. Oh, we need 2 tiles of water on both sides, obviously. The pipe and the offshore pump. Let's undo that. And add 2 more tiles of water. Or land, sorry. Some stuff from the train. Let's just get rid of some of this land again. More. So pipe. Electrolyzers. How many? At least 30, but probably a lot more. No, we only needed 28 in total. Do not have proper chemical plants yet? Maybe not. Water stuff. I think we need a lot more of those, but we'll see. This should work for our chemical plants. Yep. Oh, we need salination plants as well. I missed those somehow. Bark, we don't have those in the train, so we will have to go back soon. How come I don't have any chemical plants at all on? That seems like a mistake. But let's just see this work before we go back, because we might realize that we need other stuff as well. This should be balanced correctly. Good. Oh, we need water down here as well. Good. And we're outputting stuff, so things work. Would have thought. Let's go grab some more salination plants then. We should have enough beacons and modules to speed it all up, so that should be fine. So salination plants is what we came for. So we might have more of those images down here already. No? We're actually empty. Hmm. Good. So we should be close to having this done. Let's just split that into 4 proper belts though. Good. So what is this called? Sodium hypochlorite. Hypochlorite with an H, maybe? Hypochlorite with an H, yes, okay. Do we want to actually speed this up, or do we just want it to be this speed? Let's make sure we don't have to come back anytime soon. There's no power in here. Nothing got in there, good. And thus we have full belts, awesome. Almost full belts. We need to try to put more of this first of all. Oh, and we're backed up from this, I guess. How is that possible though? We are never getting rid of any of these things and it should be 1 to 1. Output 4800 and 120. We need 120 and 4800. Could try and remove a little bit of the chlorine from the system. Shouldn't hurt too much. This is not full. How come we're not outputting faster? I'm not sure. But I think this is fine. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. We could try putting pumps in here. Could also disconnect the 2 pipes most of the way. Probably should have done that from the start. So, how many do we have here? We have 14. Save faster. We need the first part to be the stuff that goes in there. Okay. And that part should go in there. That is correct, right? This should be 7. Yes, good. That should be a little bit better. It's still not perfect, but I'm okay with that. This does look like a lot less than I would have expected, though. And it is just because of all the chlorine. We could make storage down here. Just out of curiosity, if we just remove everything from that system and from this system, we're producing again. And now we lack chlorine. Maybe that's a little bit better. In which case we should do the same for up here. At least it looks a little bit better for now. We'll see if that's also the case later. We're actually full on chlorine back here again. Well, as long as we're producing, I'm pretty okay with it. So next up is exporting methanol and oxidizer capsules from fluid processing. Yes. This is temporary stuff. The export of this will be temporary as well, but that's fine. Good. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.